Welcome to Chat with Dr. Kat. I'm Dr. Kat. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about some quick tips, very quick tips. I've been getting a lot of requests for this. What are some quick little tips? What are some things that I can do in my relationship that can provide me with some things to do, like starting now? Everything I'm going to give you, you can do for the entire week. You can do over a month. You can go over 2 months. I'm going to give you some quick tips. Now remember, this is no fluff, no judgment. It's real talk that leads to real change. Now, if you have any other requests, and again, thank you, please keep them coming in. I love it. Chatwithdrkat.com. You can be anonymous or you can write your name. You can even make comments on some of the podcast posts. Whatever. If you have any ideas, any thoughts, I don't know, maybe you want to even come on and be a guest. Let me know. I'm here. I'm willing. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay. These are quick tips for partners, relationships. Now, have an open mind. Okay. Here are the rules. Here are the guidelines that go along with these quick tips. And these are things you can literally start today. You can do it today. If you have the mindset to create change, to make your relationship a valuable part of your life, dare I say one of the most important parts of your life, and valuable, you've got to be willing to create the change and start today. So I'm going to give you these tips. Now, some of these you're going to think, I don't know if I can do that. You can. Remember, this is the person you decided to spend your life with. This is the person that you've decided to be in a relationship with. This is a person that you should be trusting. Remember, we've talked about that before in a podcast. What holds the relationship together is not love. It's trust. It's trust, it's respect, and love is the icing on the cake. So now, if you find yourself in a relationship that's strained, you're disconnected, you have kids, maybe your kids are now you're empty nesters, they're going to college, you have to learn to find ways to reconnect, find each other. You have young kids, you got to find a way to reconnect. If you have little babies, little kids, oh my goodness, with the bathing and everything that you're doing, you need to find each other. You need to find each other. Okay, so quick tips. Here's the first one. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you the most important part. Here are the ground rules. Here are the guidelines. Here are the rules. 1, be willing. Participate fully. Have fun. And don't cut it short. And again, participate fully. We're going to bring that one back in again. Okay, here's the first one. You sit on the couch or you sit on the bed and you decide to hold hands, okay? Like this. Holding hands, looking at each other. You set the alarm on your phone for 3 minutes. That's it, 3 minutes. And you're sitting there holding each other's hand, feeling the warmth of each other's hands. Now you can move it. If you find that you're a more connected couple, this doesn't have to be with couples that are completely disconnected. This is powerful for ones that are, but it also reinforces for the ones that are in a good relationship and do like to spend time with each other. So maybe if you're one of those couples that are not struggling but want to keep the relationship building and becoming stronger, you may want to move your hands around a little bit. Feel, all of the fingers and the hands and, connecting while looking at each other in the eyes. 3 minutes. Now, if you are a couple that's struggling, this could be hard, okay? As you're sitting there looking at each other in the eyes, a lot of the instinct is to look away, look down, okay? Make it a rule for each other that if you're holding hands like this and the other person looks down, do a squeeze. Set the tone ahead of time. Say, here's what we're going to do. I saw this with Dr. Kat. She says we should sit down, hold hands. We don't have to move our hands. Hold hands, look at each other in the eyes. If for whatever reason one of us looks away, let's just do a squeeze. Don't do things like, hey, you're not looking, okay? Completely non-verbal activity. There's no judgment, no anything. It's just holding hands, 3 minutes. You do this once a day for a week. 3 minutes. If you find that you're struggling with 3 minutes, it's too long, that may tell you that you're more disconnected than you thought. Change it to 2 minutes. Change it to a minute. Change it to what's tolerable. I wouldn't recommend anything under a minute because you do need to give it that time. But if you do this every single day, you will see by the end of the week, if your relationship starts to kind of open up a little bit more, because 3 minutes a day of contact that you're not used to getting by the end of the week, it's kind of a lot. It sounds simple, but it does work. Okay, here goes another tip. Move away from holding the hands and just looking at each other in the eyes. Just like this. You could smile. No, nonverbal. You can smile, you can just look. Sometimes patients will tell me by the end of the week they cry because it's that emotion. You're looking into each other. Maybe you're starting to see the stress, the anxiety, maybe the sadness in your partner that you've been neglecting to see because you're just on autopilot. But when you engage with the eyes, it's almost like looking into their soul. Engage 3 minutes a day. Nonverbal. Just looking. Taking the time to see what's going on. You're going to see a lot more than you've been seeing on the regular. And this is good not only for couples that are struggling, but couples that are connected as well. Because sometimes we do miss things. Okay, here's the next one. I really like this one. So what you do is you write down, each of you, write down 3 things you want to have changed this week. Now, that's kind of loaded. I'm not saying these massive things. It could be simple as, it really bothers me when you chew with your mouth open. It really bothers me. I don't like the sound of it. I have this physical reaction to it. Could you just be mindful for 1 week to not do that? Because it just kind of sets me off. Maybe somebody wiggles their legs. Now, sometimes that's a stress reaction, but not only are you saying to them, gosh, I want you to stop wiggling. It helps them to stop wiggling because that wiggling is just that pent up energy that's coming out. And it's not the best. People tend to not like it. So be aware of it. Another thing could be, just for a week, after we clear up dinner, normally you walk away and you don't help. For 1 week, can you help me load the dishwasher? For 1 week, can you help me do this? For 1 week, could you feed the dogs? For 1 week, could you do something that is creating change, maybe changing roles in the house? For 1 week, could you take the trash out? For 1 week, could you put the cap back on the toothpaste? For 1 week, could you ask me not where something is in the house? I always laugh at this one. There was this one, on a side note, there was this one show called King of Queens. And I just think it's hysterical. The character walks in and he goes, babe, where are the scissors? Now I'm paraphrasing it. I'm summarizing it. And she turns around, she looks at him and she's like, we've lived here for 11 years. The scissors have been in the same drawer for 11 years. Yet every time you need the scissors, you ask me where they are. So what is he doing? Why is it a big deal for her to go, honey, they're in the drawer? Because He's not remembering where they are. He's having her solve the problems for him when he could just learn that it's in that drawer. Or maybe take a couple of seconds and look. She's stopping her day to help you do it. Learn to be more self-sufficient. That's a big one with couples. Learning how to be self-sufficient and not ask, where is this? Where is that? I have a joke in my house. It's behind the milk. Because sometimes all you have to do, shift the milk a little. There's what you need, right? Or you move the pickles over. Whoop, there's the mustard. Move things around. There's some funny TikToks that I've seen where, it'll say, here's a guy or a girl and they're struggling to find the ketchup. And you see them in front of the fridge going, and it is literally top shelf facing them. And then they go, hey, where's the ketchup? Oh my gosh, it's funny because it's true, right? So find 3 things that a person can do that's change. And again, it doesn't have to be huge. It could be minor. For 3, one of the 3 things it could be, could you kiss me before you leave during the day? When I come home, could you say, hey, how was your day? When you walk by me, can you maybe put your hand on my shoulder? Maybe stroke my hair? Maybe as you walk by, you can touch my hand? Minor things. What are 3 things you can do different for that week? Why is that important? 1, you're letting somebody know your expectations. 2, you're letting them know some of your frustrations. 3, the person is now telling you, you are so valuable, I'm going to change that for you this week. I can't guarantee I'm going to be perfect moving forward, but it can create change. Oftentimes, our partners do things that irritate us. We wait and we say, can you stop doing that? Because you've said it 1,000 times. They're defensive and they're not hearing it well. Does it change? Probably not. So what you keep doing is the same thing over and over again. I always call it the garage door. You go in the garage door and you have your remote, or you're pushing here, you got this, and the door goes up, down, up, and you keep pushing the button, doing the same thing, expecting a different result, which I believe it was Einstein that said that's the definition of insanity. I tend to agree, especially with couples. What you have to do is go figure out what's going on. Maybe there's cobwebs or something funky in front of the sensors. That's why the garage door is not going up and down. Maybe there's something caught up at the top. You have to do something different. Create change in order for change to happen. Choose not to keep pushing the button over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Do something different. So selecting 3 things that could make your partner feel heard, that can actually help you create change, is a great thing and a great tip. Here's another one. Go into the kitchen, the bedroom, wherever, outside, in the garden, and hug each other. For 3 minutes. Now, this is tough if you're disconnected, you're angry, even to the point where your skin is crawling with contact. Trust me, I've seen it all. I've also seen it come back from that into a loving, wonderful couple. So try these techniques so that when you hug, sometimes when we're not used to being hugged, and I've talked about that cow theory from before, when you're not used to being hugged and that's what you want. And then once you get it, you're resentful. So you push it away. So not only are you pushing away what you want, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So when you're hugging, allow yourself to kind of lean in. Feel the hug. If you're hugging and maybe you're near someone's chest or on their shoulder or their cheek, hug. One might be standing with the arms straight down and the other one has their arms around and you're just staying there. Lean in. Now, day 1 of the week, your arms may be straight down. You're angry, you're resentful, you're frustrated. by the end of the week, if you commit, participate fully, by the end of the week, that hug is going to feel great. It's human contact. We're meant to be social creatures. We're meant to be touched and hugged. If you lean in and you get that hug by the end of the week, it feels great. Again, you need to be willing. Here's another thing. Leave notes for each other. You know, sometimes people will start leaving notes and then they gradually move away from it. Maybe the beginning of the relationship, you would find sweet little notes. Maybe you get a text message that says, oh my gosh, I'm at work and I'm thinking about you. It could be something that's a little bit frisky or maybe not, okay? But you get these messages, and what it tells you is that that person is thinking about you that day. You are someone who's important. You are someone who they're thinking about, and they take the time to write a little note. I would do some that are written and some that are on the text message. Hey, I can't wait to see you tonight. I'm coming home. I'll be home in 2 hours. Now, for couples that are struggling, the first couple of notes, you're going to be like, okay. Why do you do that? Because you're not really trusting that the notes are going to continue. You're going to think, oh, Dr. Kat told me to do this. That's why, he or she is doing this. Your partner is following through because someone told them to do it. Don't get involved in that. When I say participate fully, go into it just knowing that you're doing it because they want to do it. Now, if you go back to your partner and you say, I've got these tips. I just saw this podcast on these tips that we can do. We can do 1 a week. We could do 3 a week. We can have this going. Oh my gosh, because I have one more for the next 6 weeks. Now, if someone is doing it, that tells you something. They're invested. They want to have things better. If they're not doing it, they're completely refusing. You got an issue there. You have an issue that somebody is not willing to take 3 minutes out of their day. Now, it could be that they don't know how to connect. They have resentment. They have anger. They have all sorts of things. Okay? But if you're in a relationship where someone is not willing to give a hug, not willing to have eye contact, not willing to take a moment to write a note, seek therapy. Go find somebody that can help you because you're unhappy, you're miserable, you're going through the motions. People come together for various reasons, but mostly to create a life together. You want to feel valued. You want to feel important. Nothing is perfect. And sometimes the person you love the most can make you the most angry. Spend time. Take the time to do something different. But if someone is not doing it, that's telling you a lot. It's telling you a lot. Okay, here's the last one. Now, I've mentioned this one before. This one I love, okay? Sometimes people will tell me, oh, when I get home, she is with the dogs first. When he gets home, he's with so-and-so. Oh, when I get home, everybody's with the dogs. Sometimes when the entire family is with the dogs, it's that way. It's their way of relating to each other. It's fun. The dog, if you have small dogs, are jumping from one to the other. Big dogs are running from person to person. You're laughing. You're saying, oh my gosh, look at how so-and-so is doing. Oh my gosh. It's a way to connect. Especially with teenagers, right? Because a lot of times they walk in, they don't want to be with their parents, they're focused on friends, they're just not feeling great because they're teenagers or they're preoccupied. But sometimes that interaction with the animals allows for that connection. Now, with a couple, okay, here is your assignment. And I've said this one before, and you will hear me say it again because it's a great one. Agree to greet your partner the way your dog greets you. Now, when you walk in that door and the dog is like, oh my gosh, they're home. I'm so excited. They're jumping. Maybe they're like running around, running all over, and they're jumping up. You pick them up. They're kissing you all over. They're rolling over on their back. They want lovies. They're so excited. Maybe they're making little whiny noises. Maybe they're bringing you a toy. You know, all those things tell you that they love you and they want to be with you and they're so excited that you're home. Maybe they had a little separation anxiety while you're gone. Okay, but your dog is showing you, oh my gosh, they're home. Now you go to your partner and you go, hey. Okay, the dog just greeted you like that, and your partner's like, hey. Or they don't even come out, maybe from the back of the house or the office. Maybe they're with the kid. Maybe they don't even respond. Maybe they're watching TV. Maybe they're cooking. Maybe they're doing whatever. The point is, just for a week, when that person walks through the door, that you're going to run. Maybe you get, Daddy's home, Mommy's home, Mama's home, Mom's home, whomever's home. Run to them. Get the kids. Run. Yay! And everybody's wiggling, excited. When you've got older ones and maybe it's just empty nester, run to them. I don't know. Have fun with it. Jump up and down. Jump on them. Hug them. Be over the top. Let me tell you, things will change. I have had couples that look at me and they say, Dr. Kat, this is crazy. You want me to act like the dog? I'm like, yeah, act like the dog. Just for a week. Just see how it goes. Just for a week. 9.9 out of 10 times, couples come back and they go, wow, that was a shift. That was great. Other times I've had couples come back and say, he or she wouldn't do it. My partner would not do that. That's usually a sign that somebody has checked out and disconnected, and you're going to need more of an intervention. But sometimes these simple little things can get you reconnected, laughing again, enjoying each other again. Erase some of the resentment, erase some of the guilt, erase some of the anger. Try it. What do you have to lose? Here are your options. 1, keep it the same, do nothing different, accept defeat, and eventually a relationship that just doesn't work. 2, do it, have a great time, have a shift, change of emotion, start feeling like you can accept change and forgiveness. 3, do it and it still doesn't work. It tells you something. Everything will tell you. But if you participate fully, have a great time, engage, be present, and again, participate fully, you're going to see a shift. Just try it. Just try it. I'm Dr. Kat. Remember, no fluff, no judgment, just real talk to create real change. Okay, so now go enjoy and have fun.